Let's make my Princess Pawn quilt pattern that uses only a layer cake. Now I am using Lilliput by Sharon Holland from Art Gallery Fabrics, so let's get started. For each 42 count 10-inch square, you will cut one 7-inch by 9-inch rectangle and one 2.5-inch by 5-inch rectangle and two 2.5-inch squares, and that's it. You'll just repeat these cuts to all of your 42 10-inch squares. Once everything is cut, you are going to mix up your 2.5-inch squares and keep the remaining rectangles in the same print. And now all we're going to do is sew everything back together. You'll start by sewing the 2.5-inch squares with a 1/4-inch seam allowance. Then you will take that unit and sew it to the 2.5-inch by 5-inch rectangle. And lastly, you'll take that unit and then you'll sew it to your larger rectangle to form a 9-inch square. Then all you have to do is repeat these steps until you have made a total of 42 quilt blocks. Once all of your blocks are completed, you'll rotate each block 90 degrees in a 6 by 7 block layout. Then, as always, you will sew your blocks together to form rows, and then lastly, sew your rows together to complete your quilt. And here is what my quilt top looks like all complete. Princess Pond is a beginner-friendly quilt pattern that is also very quick to put together. But anyways, for the backing, I am using a coordinated print from within the collection. And for my thread choice, I am going with Glide Threads in the color Sea Mist. Since there are so many different shades of green throughout this fabric line, I ended up choosing the green that appears within my backing fabric. And here is what my quilt looks like all quilted. I went with whipped cream for the quilting, which I will have a link down below in the description. And a 42 count layer cake will yield you a 51-inch by 59.5-inch quilt. And if you use 2 layer cake bundles in a 8 by 10 layout, you will yield a jumbo size twin quilt measuring at 68-inch by 85 inches, just to give you a few more options. But if you could please take a moment to hit that like and subscribe button, hit the notification bell so you can be notified for your next amazing quilt project.